Trying to get out to this known sighting location before this storm hits. I wanted to get out here today because it's supposed to be storming for the next couple days. Thing is, I'm driving right into this thing, and I got about 20-30 more minutes, probably about 20 more minutes before I get there, and I'm hoping I don't get dumped on rain-wise before I do. Anyhow, near the Grasslands, we'll try and get John on here, do a little remote squatching with him, the SP channel too. But I just wanted to give you guys an update that hopefully I can get there before this storm hits. Talk to you soon. Obviously you can see the storm did hit. I'm going through pockets of it here. I'm about 8 miles from the destination of we do a little squatching out here on a weekday. It's fine too. I was really hoping to get around some of this storm. There is kind of squall lines and pockets of it, so hopefully can miss the bulk of it. I've already hit a couple pretty good squatchy areas that you know, you can definitely see it. There's definitely, you know, there's livestock out here. There's game. You know, there's water near the Trinity. Sorry about the bumpiness, guys. We're near the Trinity River again, which, you know, a lot of our recent expeditions, especially out this way, have been around the Trinity. There's been sightings more kind of east of here, really, but there's been one that's near here. Actually, a couple, one BFRO one and one that's just kind of not really even a Class B. It was just somebody thought they had a howl. They heard a howl. I guess unconfirmed more than anything. But I'm going to still get up in this area, and we're going to take a look, see what we can find out, and stay tuned. Obviously you can see the storm did hit. I'm going through pockets of it here. I'm about 8 miles from the destination of we do a little squatching out here on a weekday. It's fine too. I was really hoping to get around some of this storm. There is kind of squall lines and pockets of it, so hopefully can miss the bulk of it. I've already hit a couple pretty good squatchy areas that you know, you can definitely see it. There's definitely, you know, there's livestock out here. There's game. You know, there's water near the Trinity. Sorry about the bumpiness, guys. We're near the Trinity River again, which, you know, a lot of our recent expeditions, especially out this way, have been around the Trinity. There's been sightings more kind of east of here, really, but there's been one that's near here. Actually, a couple, one BFRO one and one that's just kind of not really even a Class B. It was just somebody thought they had a howl. They heard a howl. I guess unconfirmed more than anything. But I'm going to still get up in this area, and we're going to take a look, see what we can find out, and stay tuned. Pretty awesome to pick something up on the way in. It's towards nighttime. It is September, kind of late September. It's definitely cooled down out here. I've seen the temperature drop of probably about 20 degrees in an hour. So, you know, this, you definitely would think if the rains does continue to slow down, there's going to be wildlife and things moving around. So try and keep this rolling and get some footage once we get up to the lake area. Main road. And it's pretty squatchy out here. The main sign coming in here actually said cemetery down this way too. So, as we all know, Sasquatch Lake cemeteries. Got a little video of that last time. Actually, a fence crush. Looked like Squatch just stepped on it. Anyhow, we're off the main path. It's not raining too bad. I could probably turn my windshield wipers down a little bit. It's hit 4 miles into the lake, and that's the goal. Make it all the way in, roll as much footage as we possibly can. Meanwhile, if I don't get ran off the road by crazy Jeep drivers, then roll some more footage once we get in there. Talk to you guys in a few. Pretty awesome to pick something up on the way in. It's heading towards nighttime. It is September, kind of late September. It's definitely cooled down out here. I've seen the temperature drop of probably about 20 degrees in an hour. So, you know, this you definitely would think if the rain does continue to slow down, there's going to be wildlife and things moving around. So try and keep this rolling and get some footage once we get up to the lake area. I think the ride in is going to be more interesting than the bulk of it. By the time I get there, just pretty remote out here. This road looks super squatchy to me anyways. People that live out here probably no big deal, but love to talk to some of them actually and see if they have any stories, any encounters. Amazing to see a lot of property out here too, but it's kind of intermixed, I guess, with the national parkland here. Hey guys, I'm going to try and slow down a little. I think we're definitely back into the national forest, I guess you say parkland section. Yeah, trailhead, Cottonwood Lake that way. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. It looks like it's okay. Okay, so we're definitely in the national forest now. Off on a dirt road here, so it's good to know we were going the right direction. It was about 2 or 3 miles of a whole bunch of whatever. This road looks pretty good, not horrible. The good news, the rain is slowing, so once we get up here a little more near I like to get near the lake, and then like I say, if there's a trailhead or something, I'm assuming is I'm thinking it's probably to the right. It's kind of hard to tell. That looks like cattle land, and that's a cattle crossing, so I think I see water down here, so this is probably the best bet. I don't think there's a lot of people out here. The few cars that I encountered on the way in were probably just people that lived back on those houses on the way in. Anyhow, again, the video cut out at some point, but I think this is good squatching weather is what I was trying to say. It's cooled down like 20 degrees in the last, whatever, hour. There's the lake. Pretty cool. I'm assuming this is, yeah, some type of boat ramp, so I don't think anybody's really out here today. I'm just going to kind of pull up here and keep this running. If I get out. Wow, nice crane. Just went buzzing by. Yeah, this is pretty squatchy, guys. I know I say that all the time, but I like to believe that more than anything. And usually you can, when you first get here is the best time. It's not raining that bad. Keep this running for another minute. It's not pouring horribly, but this is a beautiful lake, especially if you're going to do some fishing. Lots and lots of coastline here, or shoreline, you could say. Not sure how far back it goes there to the right, but pretty remote. Fish just jumped right there. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely see where somebody could at least think that, or if they heard something, or out here fishing. You know, it definitely gets out now. Didn't really have the rain gear be out there, and the cameras get a little bit too wet. So I'm going to keep it rolling again, back up on the road, and maybe we'll get lucky and get a crossing up here or something. Catch it out in the open, see if it wants to present itself. But keep things rolling here. I didn't have any coverage down there, and I couldn't. I was going to try and do a SPF episode down there, but with no coverage I can't do it, because I can't get the technology working without it. So I'm going to drive up a little ways here and see if I can get some coverage and see if we can get it going here. Just rolling for another minute right in this area, especially. Dead wood piles out here, dead trees. Assuming the Forest Service is out here chopping them down or something. A few different piles of them, kind of strange. Again, this is the area was the Class B encounter, I guess you could say, the Howe area. About 25 miles from here is where there was a Class A sighting at about 4:30 in the morning. We'll do another report on it, not a live one, probably a different type. One with our southern friend talking, which I think is pretty good. You guys let us know in the comments. Better than the computer voice, probably, from what we're hearing. Anyhow, guys, I'm coming back up to the main road again, and I will cut this back on in a minute here. You can kind of see why it's got that name. A lot of grass, but anyhow, kind of heading back up to the main road. I hope you guys enjoy these. If you do, like and subscribe, all that. If not, don't. Anyhow, yeah, you know, my first Squatch encounter was at about 5,000 elevation, so you know, it doesn't really matter. Those Squatches can live and survive anywhere. You know, and mine was not a Class A. Mine was, you know, basically a wood knock and a... Don't know if I really believe in infrasound, but I must to a point, because I experienced some of it. The camera went wonky. Things of that nature. Definitely got a clear wood knock. You know, there was water, there was game in the area. So if they can do that, I don't know, you know, if other animals can do that. I know there's a lot of controversy behind it, but anyhow, keep this rolling for another minute here. Some power lines right here too. This might be an area. Yeah, our friend, we were talking to John about that last time, that you know, they'll follow these power lines like they're the super highway, you know, which would be right in this area. Get another chance to use spotlight. Pull that puppy out. This looks pretty squatchy, guys. I don't know. I mean, again, I keep saying it, but when it gets to be this type of heavy forested area, you know, that's to me squatchy, you know. Yeah, that's thick. It's thick right there. Granted, we're up on the main road. Got a bridge coming up here. Anyhow, I mean, mine was up at in the Cleveland National Forest. So there's definitely a different type of forest. You know, there's all kinds of terrain. That's what's so interesting about the subject. You know, and more than anything, it really gets you outdoors and kind of allows you to see things and gets you out in the fresh air and, you know, exploring basically. So, and the thing about this area, they're saying that, you know, the livestock kind of stays in one location. It doesn't follow the elevation up and down like it does out west or some other areas, you know, Colorado, whatever. Yeah, it gets cold, but for the most part, the livestock, you know, hence Squatch's food source kind of stays put. So, anyhow, you guys, thanks for watching, and we will catch up with you next time. Have a great day. Let's roll for another minute. Basically, till my drive fills up.